there is a gap between who you are, what you want, and where you want to be. Your story is not your fortress. Your story is your fuel. Tell me I'm not good enough. Tell me I'm not strong enough. Tell me I won't finish. There is this intrinsic emotion, this instinct. You have just awakened the lion in me. I don't care what it is that you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to give, how you're trying to evolve, what you are looking to become. Everything rises and falls on your perspective.
Somebody who has lost everything, who people stop believing in, is a very desperate person. They're climbing a hill. They're trying to achieve a dream. And when you are desperate, you are very dangerous. And a dangerous man or woman is somebody who is a disruptor. They don't play by the rules. They are coming for blood.
Sometimes you gotta take a break from just about everything, disappear, come back, and shock the world. I have worked while you have slept. I have learned while you have partied. I have saved while you have spent. And I will live like you dream. I have what it takes to get to the top of that hill. The dog scrambles. The dog barks. The dog runs after whatever it wants. When a dog is hungry, move out of his way. It is coming for blood. Go through the process in the dark room that prepares us and equips us for the stages of destiny. I'm talking to that person that doesn't have a problem laying in obscurity, because you know that when you come out of the dark room, all eyes on you. Are you gonna complain in the face of conflict, or are you gonna seize the opportunity? What steps are you taking to become and to live the life, to make the dream a reality? You want to be committed? You want to be consistent? You want to be creative? You want to be purposeful? You want to be reflective? And you want to be grateful? These are just a few things that you want to be as you are moving forward in your self-awareness. That mindset is gonna get you bankrupt. I should start this. I should stop that. I should forgive. I should. You don't get what you should, you get what you must have. If you are going to give and grow and evolve and attain and become, everything rises and falls on your viewpoint.
You got a dream to buy a house. You got a dream for better relationships. You got a dream to win a fight. You got a dream to get your family out of the hood. You got a dream to lose weight. I mean, whatever that dream is, whatever you have, that goal, that improbable feat, once you get it set, once you smell that, once you get a feel for it, taste of it.
Do what is required to manifest it into reality. If you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. Stop telling everybody what you're going to do. Stop telling everybody what your next move is, and just disappear and do the work that is required.
Go back to the gym. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to the business. Go back to the relationship. Go back to the burning building. You have unfinished business.
You have.
Alrighty. Good morning, beautiful people. How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. If you can see my screen, normally everything should be good. Ouch. That's less good. Back again after 2 weeks. What up? Hope you're doing good. Alrighty. Can you guys see my screen? Yes? Yes. Okay. Good. Let's dive straight into it. Let's just go over the price charts from last week. It was a pretty interesting week. We have seen like last Wednesday a very strange spike, a new spike in the charts that messed up a lot of price charts we were looking for. All right, but that's what we're gonna talk about. First of all, if you're brand new here and this is your very first recording you are watching. Don't worry, it's not that difficult what we are doing here. It's pretty simple if you have any trading knowledge, all right? If you do not have any knowledge about charting, about technical analysis, I do recommend you to watch as many sessions you can on my YouTube channel or just text me a private message and I will help you further getting started with these kind of things, all right? What we are doing here is pretty simple. We are focusing us on market structure. And that simply means the highs and the lows. We want to find ourselves a high and a low, trap the market in between it, and then simply wait for that breakout. Okay. So, for example, what was the first one here? 80 JPY last week. We saw this support zone, we saw this resistance zone. Market was breaking out, and we were waiting for a deeper retest to then follow that breakout. So the market created a new high, a higher high, and we want to search a higher low to then follow that trend. Okay, but that's not what happened here on 80 JPY, and that's what can happen with the price traps. Okay, the price traps can go in a different direction of your breakout and start breaking that opposite structure to then find yourself selling opportunities, of course. Okay, so it depends which way we are breaking out, what direction we are looking for. Okay, so personally, I think the market moved too far before coming back to my entry. Let me check. This is just one trade or there. So let me check. Canadian JPY, beautiful idea. And it's both Canadian JPY. You what? You took a stop loss on this. How did you take a stop loss on this? This is the other one, but it's both the same, I think. Yeah, those are both the same links, so you will have to send the other one. Good. While I'm waiting, for 80 JPY, we broke out to the upside. I told you guys I was waiting for this demand zone and then some price action, but this didn't happen. Like I said, we have seen a crazy spike last week, and that's the one I'm talking about. I don't know what the exact reason was, something fundamental. Like you guys know, I'm more a technical person than fundamental person. And yeah, it's pretty simple and pretty obvious that we didn't have any price action to buy this thing. Okay, we wanted to see the market reacting at this area of price with some engulfing candles, morning stars, 5-minute time frame break of structures, that kind of stuff. You can find yourself an entry way on that. But for me, never created a market price action here. So this was, in my opinion, pretty obvious that the market didn't go up from this point. We did break lows though, like you can see these support zones. So this means that the market created what? Lower lows. So we want to search what? Lower highs. So if you wanted, you could look for the different direction of the price trap, wait for the market to take out some supply zones and FIP levels, that kind of stuff, take the price action, and then take it all the way back down. I personally didn't do it. Why? Just before the weekend. And I personally don't like to hold trades over the weekend, especially in periods like this with all the wars going on and the uncertainty in the charts and so on and so forth. So I rather stay away during the weekend or rather do not hold over the weekend. Okay, so that's for 80 JPY. Good. Let me check. I see the link coming in. That was a stop loss. Okay. What is this? Pound Canadian. I think this was also a price trap we were looking at yesterday. Personally, didn't react on that. You see, I still have the orange flag on this one. I personally was waiting to get this zone here, just below the lows that was creating in the morning. All right. We did get some price action though. So we broke out, came back for the retest. Market made a beautiful engulfing candle. 30-minute time frame also engulfing. 15-minute time frame, yeah, not the clearest one, but yeah, even the 5 minute time frame gave you that break of structure. So in my opinion, this was good. Price action wise, this was a good reaction. I personally was waiting to get that demand hit. Okay, so it depends a little bit on yourself from what point you want to start for price action. Okay, this is a little change happening in the years of trading price traps. Um, in the past, I just wanted to see the resistance, the broken resistance zone get hit, and then I would start looking at price action. Now I'm more focused on certain FIP levels, demand levels. And from that point on, I start looking at price action, and this didn't happen for me personally. So to give you some feedback, in my opinion, this was a good reaction because we did have some beautiful price action around this area of price. The only thing, we didn't really have some zones that were interesting, in my opinion, to look at. For me, it started here at the bottom, and there we never really got the price action I personally like to see. Good. So I hope this was clear and helped you further. Alrighty, so let's go to the next one from last week. Last week we also had AD and ZD. Almost exactly the same thing like we have seen on AD JPY. Market broke out. I was personally waiting to get the market lower into price, and then some price action. But like you can see, the market was already breaking support. So it's not interesting to react on that. You see that the market doesn't show you any signs to go up from that point. So what does the market do? It breaks lows. We can start looking at different directions. So we can start looking at the downside in this example. So the market breaks supports, come back to this supply zone, and you had 2 times the opportunity to take some sells out of here. Again, this would be, yeah, this is Thursday, all right. So there was still some time to react here on AD and ZD. If I would be looking, for example, for the break support, what zones would be interesting to look at for price action, like I just explained? This would be one, but also this one here. So if the market decides to not respect the first zone, I would still be open to look at the next zone to find myself some sells. But at this point, I deleted it. I'm not looking at AD and ZD anymore, but I'm just giving you the example. If the market doesn't go in your direction and starts breaking the supports you put on your charts, then you can look the other direction, right? That's the beauty about price trap. We are not stuck in just looking at one specific direction. No, we can watch both directions and simply wait what the market shows us. And that's what, in my opinion, you put yourself in a powerful position in that point because it doesn't matter what the market does. You just follow what the market shows you. Okay, good. Let's keep on moving. Next one. What was it? Euro Canadian, another one. Yeah, I told you, crazy spikes last week. Not sure what the exact reason was, but we had some crazy wicks shooting last week. It was like Wednesday around 5 p.m. If you know, let me know. But I'm personally not aware why this spike happened in the charts. Okay. So then market did go back. In my opinion, after this happened, it became invalid. This wasn't the chart I wanted to be involved with. Sometimes it's better to step away than force yourself into an idea. If you wanted to look for price action, once the market gave you this retest on this supply zone here, like this, you could see some price action. The market did do some good things here, like 30-minute engulfings. 15-minute time frame was also showing you the breakout to the downside. But like you can see, the market never really respected this and started moving higher again. Okay. So for me personally, once this wick was here, I deleted my setup. Okay. Let's keep on moving here. So Euro NZD is the next one. This was a pretty solid one. Market broke out, came back for the retest, didn't come back too far. Like this imbalance here is very interesting to look at, to see as a demand zone that could rally this market to the upside. If you watch this first one here, you had an engulfing candle on the 1 hour. The 30-minute time frame was also engulfing. The 15-minute time frame did exactly the same thing. It was also engulfing. And if you then look at the 5-minute time frame, I'm not sure. Yeah, we did got a small breakout retest here. It's more like a 3 to 1 minute time frame structure here. But I would be more focused on these engulfing candles that the market has created. Okay, so then the market shooted up for like, I don't know, I think it was 70 pips or something. No, 120 pips almost. 115. So yeah, there was some opportunity here, but then the market came back into the zone where I was really interested to looking or to look for some buys on Euro NZD. And that's exactly what we got. The only problem, this was Sunday at 11 p.m. You could wait for the market to come back after this breakout to then find yourself an entry on Monday morning. But for me personally, I just didn't want to force myself into this idea, even though it was a beautiful run of another 150 pips. So yeah, it is working. The price reps are pretty solid and is really, or the market is really respecting our support and resistance zones. Sometimes it's just a harder week to read the charts than other weeks. Okay. For Euro USD, exactly the same like Euro NZD, market just gave us that nasty spike. So for me personally, this wasn't valid anymore. Still, the market did give us some price action though. After that massive spike, we got engulfing candles, we got break of structures. So yeah, there was some opportunity here to react with like a 75 potential, 75 pip. But I'd rather stay away if I see these kind of things happen in the chart and just wait for the market to create some new structure and some cleaner charts that we can work with. Okay. Good. So that's for Euro USD. If you have any questions about these charts or any questions about anything I'm saying or your own charts, just let me know in the chat box. Okay. I will always help you as good as possible. Even if you have questions after the sessions, you can still send these questions on the Telegram channel. I always leave the reminder or the YouTube link open with comments, so you can just ask your questions on these comments. Okay, it doesn't happen a lot, but that's no problem. If there are questions, I will be there. If there are no more questions, doesn't matter. Okay, from 2 weeks entered too early. Anything I could have done differently? Let me check. Let me check. Oh, that's indeed a sad one there. What is this? GU. Let me check. So from last week, where is this breakout retest? Let me check. Ah, yeah, I remember this one here. Why is this chart? Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, what could you have done differently? Let me check. Let me check. So this would be my interest, my zone of interest. Let me check on the 4 hour how it looks. Oof, it would be a little lower. So this would be basically the zone of interest for me that the market needs to hit before I watch price action. Market hits this point, start to look for price action. If the market creates it, 1 hour, 30-minute morning star looking good, 15-minute. Let me replay a little bit to make it more easy to check this. No, no, no. Select bar. There we go. Then we have that 15-minute engulfing, which is good. Where was your reaction? It was before this. It was here already. Yeah. How many pips room did you give yourself? Yeah, that's room enough. Yeah, this is just could you do something differently? First of all, yes. You could wait for the market to pull back a little higher there. But I do understand that you were already looking at price action because we were that running that 50, 61 FIP level. But like you can see, I was just making sure my supply level was on point, and then this would be my zone where I would be interested in looking at price action. So what you could do differently is make sure you find yourself some zones in the price traps for the retest where you start looking for price action. And if it doesn't hit, you don't look at price action. That's something you can add to the price trap strategy. And I personally use it, yeah, always. To keep you away from these, yeah, sad stop losses. This is really sad what happened here. But still, like I say a lot of times, it doesn't matter that your stop loss is hit. As long as the market keeps respecting the lower highs, we can still look for downward movement. Okay, so you could still look for downwards movements after that stop loss here. Like you can see here on this little consolidation, we have engulfing candles. 30-minute time frame, we were also engulfing. 15-minute time frame was also showing us some price action. So basically, after you took that stop loss, you had a lot of time to find yourself a new entry with around 20 pip stop above that zone, to then run the market all the way down with, I think this is an insane potential. I don't go always further on my price trap, but if I would do that, the amount of pips that the price traps gives is insane. Like this is a price trap from 2 weeks ago. If you find yourself a good entry, let's just say you still took that stop loss over here, you still had a potential of 1 on 10, almost 1 on 11 risk to reward to the downside. Okay, so yeah, I hope this helped you. Let me check another one. Yeah, I believe the same is here. Exactly, exactly. Um, that's again an unfortunate. What is this? GCAT again. Also from 2 weeks ago then. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, I shared this one also. I think I shared this one also on the session. We had this as resistance zone, or this, and this as support. That was the price trap. Market broke out. First, we had an opportunity already here, small one. Then the market came all the way down, and look what it does, reacting on this beautiful supply area, taking out all these lows, all the liquidity, and then boom. Let me check on the 4 hour. Nah, 4 hour wasn't that clean. It was more the 1 hour time frame that showed you that. I think this is even an 88 FIP or something. Yeah, exactly. Oof. So, same thing here. And maybe a little too quick in reacting. If you see such a strong drop, just one engulfing, always risky, in my opinion. 30-minute. Yeah, it's I'd rather stay a little especially after such a big drop, I'd rather just go to the 5-minute time frame and wait till the market breaks out of that structure there. Here you see that the 5-minute time frame was still creating lower highs. Never really broke. Here we see a break. You see that? These highs gets taken out, market comes back to the retest and then starts taking off. That's what I would do, especially after a strong drop like this. Okay, I hope that's clear. Good. What do we have left? NZD Canadian, also interesting price trap. Markets, we were looking for the sell, of course, because we were at this point. We were looking to get the market into supply and then take the market down. If the market did respect this, but it took a long time. You would have had a lot of patience here. But still, again, if we take a look, beautiful imbalance levels, 4 hour time frame, beautiful how the market reacts on this. So this would be pretty much my zone. And the market beautifully reacted on this, right? First here, let me check. Nope. Nah, doesn't look good, right? No, we did got a little breakout. So if you reacted on this first one, I wouldn't be surprised. If you reacted on the second one, this was beautiful because you had an opportunity of around 65 pips. There we go. Yeah, around spread hour, mostly of the time I just stay away. And wait for other opportunities the next day or even the next week. I'm not that I'm not really in a hurry in the chart, so I'd take my time for that. But if you want to, you can. Before spread hour, I would never do that. But after spread hour, if you give it like 30 to 45 minutes, then the market is back in how it should move, right? Same thing for NZD USD, like NZD Canadian, massive breakout. It took a long time, but the market beautifully reacted on this supply zone here and then started moving lower. Okay, engulfing on the 1 hour, engulfing on the 30, 15-minute time frame was also engulfing. And then if we go to the 5-minute time frame, we also see that break of structure, right? So yeah, beautiful. Also potential of around, let's just say, around 40 pips, something like that. So it depends on your stop loss. If you had the opportunity to take profit out of this or not. Okay. Then we had USD This was also paired with that nasty spike from last week. I deleted this after this happened. So that's it for USD And then we have gold, which did the same thing. But before that, I remember we broke out, came back to the retest into the supply zone. So you see, this is a beautiful example of my two zones I would be looking at. We have the breakout. Market gives you a little pause right over here. This would be my first interest zone. And then the market also gave you this beautiful supply zone. So these would be the two zones I would be interested in. And like you can see here, the market, I did this little red circle. And I said, like, if we can break below that, I would be interested in selling this thing. And this was what exactly happened. So market created higher lows, breaks below that, comes back to that retest. You can find yourself an entry here, and then just go for the sell. Okay, with around, I think it was, for me it was way higher. I think my entry was around this area here with a 50 pip stop. I remember. There we go, and I had a 150 pip take profit. So 1 on 3 risk to reward was possible here. I know it's only a small move, but we don't need big ones. We just need risk to reward. Okay. And after that wick, same story, delete it. Okay. There we go. Most of the time I just hold on trades that go with the trend. If I go against the trend, I do not hold it. I just go for take profit one. Oh, what did I do here? There we go. So if I go against the trend, I go take profit one. If I go with the trend, I dare to just let it run. Okay, but it doesn't happen a lot anymore, personally. It happens more that I just go for take profit one and I'm happy and I'm out. Okay. So that's it. Let's move on. Let's see if we have some price traps for today. I'm gonna take my price traps from last session also. So from yesterday, I was looking for 80 JPY. Don't ask me what I was looking for. I see. Nah, I don't like the chart anymore. It's pretty nasty. So I'm gonna leave that. 80 SD was also one. Yeah, this is still some good structure. This is a good price trap, solid high and low. So that's one I would be keeping an eye out the upcoming days. Price trap zone, there we go. Stayed away from this last night because it didn't reach my entry, but in my opinion, still a valid setup. Let me check. New Zealand, Canadian, yeah. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, good structure. Did I have this one in the last session? No. Oh yeah, I did try the last session. Let me check. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So what I would be looking for, what I wanted to see the market hit before I would be interested in selling this thing. It didn't hit. That's the first thing. Engulfing on the 1 hour, good. 30-minute, good. 15-minute, yeah, solid. 5-minute, good. So yeah, this breakout retest from the 5-minute would be it. But I would be already in or running at this point. So with a stop around 6 pips, something like that. And the market dropped for 22 pips, but this is just before spread hour. So again, I would rather stay away from these type of things. But yeah, indeed, solid price trap. Solid price action, solid setup. Nicely spotted. It didn't reach till spread hour after I deleted. Yeah, that's better. Better to do these kind of things, especially during spread hour. So good. I was also looking at 80 Canadian yesterday. I was looking for the breakout retest, right? Yes, exactly. Ooh, beautiful. Retest and come back. But now I don't really like the chart anymore. We don't really have the most beautiful charts today. That's already very obvious. AD USD. How small is your smallest stop loss? As small as it can get. It doesn't matter. The smallest stop loss I have ever had with the price trap was 3 pips. Because I personally hate it if I have 6 pips stop loss and then 2 pips spread. Yeah, it depends of course it depends on spread. The 3 pip stop I'm talking about was on Euro USD, and I barely have spread on these ones. That's like a 0.01 spread, something like that. Depends of course on your broker, what kind of broker you're using. But indeed, if you're looking at, for example, a GBP NZD, then we have spreads around 2 pips. Then you would never use a 3 pip stop, of course. Then I would be looking at 8 pips, something like that, 6 to 8 pips. Depends on the structure, on how many room the market has. Pum, 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 pum. Looking at some potential price runs, but like I said, we have some nasty charts. Not the most beautiful charts for today. We could follow up on this downtrend. Let's just leave it alone here. Hmm. Don't want to force anything also. That's something very important when you're going and use price trap. You could find yourself forcing yourself to find price traps, but sometimes it doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes we have only a few, like 2 or 3, maybe even one. I think it was last week on Monday. I just shared 1 or 2 because it wasn't just there. Then I'm not gonna force it, right? Why should you? I think I'm gonna leave it with this. So we have AD as a D, just broke out, so we can start looking to take this one down. We have 2 options: this first zone and the second zone. AUSD waiting for the retest. Canadian CHF simply waiting for the breakout. For the rest, I don't really like what I'm seeing in the charts. Nope. GU, I'm doubting, but let's see. Right? We have this resistance zone here. Let's see how the market reacts with this retest. If the market can get back to like this zone, around this area. For the rest, we also have NZD USD. If it bothers to come down, looks like it's just moving up there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it with that. GA, yeah, a too big price swap. It doesn't really exist. Yeah, I do understand what you're looking for. I'm personally not doing it because I just don't like it. But too big of a price swap doesn't really exist. If you have price swaps like this, these are rather 4-hour price traps than 1-hour price traps. So watch out with these breakouts. These breakouts needs to be massive or not massive. This needs to be clear, not massive. Forget about massive. This needs to be clear. What do I mean with that? It needs to have a 4-hour candle closure above or below your highs. Okay? Same with the 1 hours. If you find your price traps on the daily, you want to get daily breakouts. If you find yourself price traps on the 4-hour, you want to get 4-hour breakouts. If you find it on the 1 hour, you want to find 1 hour breakouts, and so on and so forth. Okay, same thing, 5 minute, 5 minute breakout. Okay, so that's important. So it's not too big. It's just another time frame price trap, in my opinion. Good. Alrighty, let's go to the news. We don't have a lot of news. It's a very calm day. We could see some impact at 4 hour, but I don't expect it to be that big. What you need to pay attention at is the AUD tomorrow morning. Most of us won't be awake, but this could be, yeah, impacting heavy on the AUDs. And then we have a massive news day tomorrow. A lot of euro and pound news, the whole midday, the whole morning, and then in the afternoon we have still euro, but then the USD is also joining in. So be careful at Thursday because we have a lot of news coming in. For the rest, it's looking pretty okay, pretty calm for the upcoming days. Just one thing. No, okay, then we are already back. So next week, Wednesday, also CPI on 80, something you want to be looking at. And the rest we will talk about next week. So that's for the news. And if we now take a look at crypto, yeah, I can only say congratulations to the holders, okay? Everyone who hold on to Bitcoin, everyone who was still buying Bitcoin, even after this small consolidation, this small retracement, or this small retracement, congratulations for holding on. I was telling you about this move up pretty soon. I was a little late. I know. I remember. I think I only caught it right over here. Then I started saying like, guys, we can move up. We can move up. Then here also, I think I caught it or I called it here with this breakout retest. So you see, I never really caught or called the bottoms, but I do call when the market is showing me structure that it can potentially move up again. Okay, so same thing here. I started to call up moves the moment we started to go through these structure levels. So again, not on the bottom, but still low enough in my opinion. Okay, so good. That's what we have seen happening. What we are now at what position are we now? At the exact position I expected. Okay, so I told you guys last week we got that breakout. So I was looking at this supply zone. If we couldn't break that, I expect the market to go lower, or of course the consolidation moment is also possible. This is very good for the alts. Okay, this is very good for the lower cap coins. We stay up. We stay at high level prices, and still or we are not dropping. You know, we have the consolidation, which gives the opportunity for Ethereum to really catch up to the price of Bitcoin, especially if you see this consolidation and then this on the dominance. You know what time it is. I talked about this last week. I'm not sure what I exactly said because every day I'm talking about crypto right now, or go a little bit deeper into crypto right now, because these are very interesting periods, especially when you're starting to open this chart here. This is insane to see Ethereum. I told you guys, if we are going through this is a very good opportunity for Ethereum to really catch maybe the all-time highs, or at least that 4,000 level. Okay, so this is looking good. This is looking very, very good. What I personally expect at this point, retracements. We could see some retracements happen. So the retest of this zone here could happen in the upcoming days. But of course, it wouldn't be crypto if this one just moves up without retracing, right? Crypto can just do these kind of things. It's just crypto. How much does the market needs to move away from your entry before you delete it when your entry didn't got hit? To come back to price traps, how far it depends more on the structure in my opinion. Like for example, if we're taking a look for AD and ZD right now, we have a lot of targets that we can use as take profit, right? This could be a very beautiful target. So if the market just moves in one straight move to these targets, yeah, my targets are already hit. So I'm not really interested anymore to catch some sells here. It's still gonna react probably, high chance, but the real move, what I'm looking for, it already happened. So this is a little bit what you want to put in your head, like how far can the market break out before I delete my entry? Well, if it triggers your target prices without triggering your entry, okay? Good. To go further into the crypto, so we have seen Ethereum dominance going crazy, going higher. Ethereum, of course, is also moving beautifully with it. We are almost hitting that 4,000 level. It could be for this weekend. It could be for next week. It could be for next month. That's crypto. Or it takes a long time, or it just happens within a second. If we then take a look at the lower coins, we see that Hedera beautifully runs to the upside, starting to break structure. Uniswap beautifully running to the upside, breaking structure. Ripple doing a all-time high again, or taking an all-time high again. 3.65 was hit. So beautifully to see. Stellar also insane how the market was moving there. So yeah, the four top coins here on my list moved pretty strong. Then if we take a look at Cardano, also took out structure, which is a beautiful thing. Solana, same thing. We finally started breaking structure. I was waiting on it, to be honest, because Solana wasn't really moving with Ethereum in the beginning of the massive run from Ethereum. So I was like, come on, Solana, push yourself through this, or you're gonna get left behind. But that's not the case. Solana started breaking structure. We can now expect some retracements here to find a new maybe entry to then go higher again. Okay, the Ethereum Bitcoin chart beautifully broke through that weekly. That's a beautiful sign to see the market, or to see Ethereum gaining the strength against Bitcoin. I see this chart going pretty high, so there's a lot of opportunity in this chart to do some research on this, because there's a lot to do here. Okay, same thing for Solana. Solana BTC doesn't really show this the break of structure, but it's on its way. All right, it's already better than these days. Here Ethereum was already running like crazy, but Solana didn't really. But now it's showing strength, so that's a good sign. Okay, that's it for crypto. If you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask it. But I can't say a lot, only that retracements already. Okay, we can expect some retracements now on the smaller caps. Maybe a push from Bitcoin higher while the alts are retracing. We shall see. When we have the retest and the setup, but the market does like that. Yeah, same thing, same exact thing. If the market gave you that retest, so for example here for ADNZD, the market does come back for the retest. You put yourself an entry in price action, so like a small break of structure on the 5 minutes, 1 hour, 50-minute, 30-minute time frame engulfings, doesn't matter, and it doesn't trigger, and it hits your 1 on 3, I would get away from that. Personally, when my targets are hit, I delete my entry. Okay, so that's a rule I take with me when it comes down to these kind of things. 1 on 2 is mostly my break-even level, but I don't delete my entry yet. It's more when my 1 on 3 get hit. So for example, we have, let me check. Now with 80 NZD, for example, you see the market breaking out, pausing for a moment, coming back for the retest, giving you the price action. You find yourself an entry right over here, your stop loss is above the highs, and your take profit is on the lows, right? So 1 on 3, for example, this is just an example. When the market takes off for 1 on 2, I'm going to wait for this because there is a very high potential the market does something like this. But if the market just goes straight through my take profit without triggering, I just delete it, because this was what I wanted to see, or what I wanted to see get hit, and it hit already, right? Backtesting. In my opinion, just go back in the charts. Go in the past and see it happen. Like, for example, with ADNZD now, we are at a good pair for a lot of examples. We have the supply. You entered here, you took a stop loss. This is the next supply, right? Then you can take a new entry to go to the downside. How can you prevent fear to react here is simply building confidence in the strategy. So go back in the past, use price traps. You can, I think you're in the Discord, right? What you can do is go in the Discord, go to the alpha charts, and over there, every single week, I'm sharing every single price trap. Go back test these charts and see how many times it happens that the market does respect the second supply zone or the second fib zone or the second entry. Okay? And then you will build confidence. You will know, like, oh, if I just wait for the next zone and wait for the price action without expecting the market to go in my direction, because that's a very important thing. I know my win rate and my edge with the risk to reward I have will take care of it, right? So that's my real feedback I would give on that. That's also a point I personally had to work on when I started reacting multiple times on a price trap, because you can keep on reacting on one price trap and really like blow a challenge or an account on one price trap. Believe me, I did it, been there, done that. So I had to practice it also. But that's something you need to do, just backtest. And also write it down. Journaling. Like if you notice from yourself that you have fear to react a second time because you fear another loss, write that down. This is something you need to know about yourself. When these type of fear kicks in, what you can do about it, or you can only, how do I say it? Sorry. You can only do something about it if you know you're making that mistake. If you don't know it, you know it, but you don't know it. You know what I mean? Like, I know I have fear of reacting a second time, but you don't write it down, and only one day after, you're at the exact same position and you have the exact same fear without noticing you're doing this over and over and over again. If you're writing it down into a journal, into a little book from yourself, like how you're thinking during your training, you will notice that you are having that fear a lot of times, and you will start working on it. You will start being more objective, or how do I say it? Yeah, with a clearer view, not an emotional driven view. If you get what I mean. All right, good. I think I'm gonna leave it with this. You had the crypto review. You had the review from the price traps. We have a few new price traps for today. Only 6, but 6 is more than enough. If 2 or 3 price traps gives us an entry to take profit 1 and 3, we're done, you know. But yeah, we have some interesting price traps. We have some interesting crypto charts. Of course, next week I will be back at 8:30 to review the price traps we had from this week. Let's hope we have some better price traps next week, that the market gets a little shaken up with some good new structure, but we shall see, of course. Yeah, I wanna wish you all a beautiful week, a beautiful Wednesday, and always make sure to just be honest to yourself when it comes down to trading, because I see it a lot of times that a lot of people are just not doing the job, not being consistent and disciplined with their charts, with their journals, with a lot of things. In my opinion, trading is simple. Just keep yourself to your rules, keep yourself accountable, disciplined, and consistent, and you will get there. But that's a part a lot of people are missing, the discipline and the consistency, and they are wondering why they are not profitable. Well, let me tell you, you're not consistent with doing the backtesting, doing the journaling. You're not disciplined with following your rules. You're not disciplined with putting in the right risk management. If you would do these two, believe me, just these two things, consistency and discipline, if you would put your focus on only these two things, watch your trading change. Watch your life in general change by simply putting in these two things, consistency and discipline. And I know it's easier said than done. I know, because I've been in these places. I'm still in these places. I'm not consistent yeah, I am consistent, but that doesn't mean that every single day I'm doing my tasks. Forget about it. I also have days that I'm not doing anything, that I just take a day off, have some rest, do a walk, play some games, like for example doing some sim racing, or going out with your bike, or go party in Ghent right now because there's a big party over there. Like that's normal and you can. But as long as you pick up your work the day after, you're still consistent. But a lot of people take one rest day and then it's messed up for the rest of the week or the rest of the month. Okay? So practice these two things, consistency and discipline. Not only in your trading, also with going to the gym, doing your dishes, I don't know, making up your bed, reading books, all these kind of things. Small steps leads to big results. That's something I said for a long time. That's a compounding effect. Doing small steps every single day will lead to big results. Let's end off with this. Small steps leads to big results. Enjoy this beautiful week and we see each other back next week, 8:30 for a brand new session. Ciao, ciao.